Hello, and welcome to War of Attrition, a fast-paced card game where you must manage your troops and resources to outwit your opponent. To start, 5 cards are placed in the center of the table. These will serve as the player's battlefields. Each battlefield is noted by the background and number colors on the card: yellow for plains, blue for sea, green for forest, and red for mountains. After the battlefields are placed on the table, each player is dealt a hand of 7 cards and 5 pawns. Pawns are kept face down in front of each player. A player may not look at their pawns until they are used. Once both players have looked at their hands, the center battlefield card is flipped up and the players may begin deploying troops. To deploy, both players place 1 card face up on the battlefield and 2 cards face down. The face up card is your vanguard and cannot be removed from the field. The 2 face down cards are your reserves and may be removed from the battlefield back to your hand once the battle starts. Once both players have made their selections, the battle begins. Each player chooses to either send in his vanguard and 1 reserve troop or just his vanguard alone. Unused reserves are moved back into their owner's hands. Once each player chooses which troops to send into battle, all reserves are flipped face up. When all cards are revealed, the cards are added together to determine the winner. If a card shares a color with the battlefield card, it gets a +2 to its value from field advantage. When the battle finishes, all troops are discarded and the winner receives the battlefield card and adds it to their hand. The battlefield card is then immediately replaced from the deck, and the next card closest to the loser is flipped up. The closest card to each player is their castle. If the castle is taken, that player loses the match. During deployment, a player may expend a pawn to assassinate one of the enemy troops. The pawn and the assassinated troop are then moved to the discard pile. At the start of the round, players may also choose to expend a pawn to draft. When a player drafts, they draw 1 card from both their pawn pile and from the deck. These cards are then added to the player's hand. The game is won when either one player runs out of troops and pawns, or when a player's castle is taken. If both players completely run out of troops and pawns, then the match ends in a draw. Thank you for watching the War of Attrition tutorial. If you like what you see, please consider supporting us if you want to see this game grow.